What up, y'all? I am Vegas, and this is One2Flow-On. The topic today is, how do you listen to hip-hop? Now, the debate in hip-hop is what we all like to do as hip-hop fans. We like to debate greatest of all times. You know what I'm saying? Best album of all times. This generation is better than this generation. Whatever the case may be. Because it's fun. It's like sports. You know what I'm saying? We all have our favorites, and you always hear the term, opinions are subjective, which is true. But a lot of times when we say that, we say but because we want to get our opinion off. But I think let's analyze opinions for a minute. Let's analyze exactly what's happening when we have these differences of opinions when it comes to, the latest, greatest hip-hop album. Everybody hears music differently, period. You know what I'm saying? Some of us may hear the same things, and that's why, we have mutual friends where it's like, yeah, we both do this, you know what I'm saying? But then you have some people who hear other things. It's like watching a boxing match or a UFC match, and the decision is a split decision. It was close. You got one side of people who saw one thing. You got another side that saw something. Maybe this side saw the aggression of the fighter, and they felt like that fighter made the fight, so they deserve to win. Whereas somebody like me may look at the defense of the other fighter, how many punches were landed, blah, blah, blah. So, again, differences of opinions. Now, when it comes to hip-hop, it seems that, dudes don't pay attention to that. They kind of think like if you don't like it, you're wrong, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how things work, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta really respect someone else's opinion, someone else's perspective. There are kind of a number of ways people listen. Now, let me just start with myself as an example. I'll be the guinea pig. But when I listen to a record for the first time, whether it be one record or an album, I go off a feeling. You know what I'm saying? I need your beat to do something. I need your lyrics to say something, your cadence to say something to me. It's more of a spiritual experience for me. You have to connect with me on a rhythmic level. You know what I'm saying? With the melody, with your lyrics, with your flows, and even with the concepts. I'm taking in all of those aspects all at the same time without necessarily focusing in on what exactly is being said. Do I agree with it? How do I feel about it? Is this beat better than that beat? I'm not there yet. I'm really off a feeling. And sometimes I'll listen to an album the first time and can't really pinpoint what every song is about and the schemes and quote lines because I just went off a feeling. But the thing is the better the album, the quicker I get to that mode within the listening session where I'm like, yo, he said this and that, and this concept is about this. So that's how I gauge albums. That's how you make your way to classic with me. There are other people who like beats. You could have the best concept ever, but if they feel like your beats are kind of whack, they're not into it. Period. You know what I'm saying? And I could be like, yo, it's crazy. He said this, he said that, this means that, the album cover means this, and it's another album coming out. It won't matter to them. If the beats are whack, they like, nah, it's cool, but, he could have got better production. There's another example. Some people want to know what you're saying before anything. What is this song about? What does he have to say? And if they don't like what you're saying, and they don't like the hook, even if they might not even get to the hook. They don't care if the beat is hot. They don't care about none of that. And then there's that other person in hip-hop that is really just looking for a soundtrack. They don't care about bars. They don't care about the hottest beats. All they care about is the hype. And does it meet the hype? And is everyone else listening to it? Is it in the club? Is it everywhere I go? I need it because that's the thing that everybody's doing. I have to have. Now, some people refer to them as sheeple, which, you kind of are. But the thing is, it's like everything doesn't have to be that simple. Everything doesn't have to be broken down and be this ultra, confusing to some, complex listening session. Some people don't listen to music like that. Some people just want to turn it on, be able to vibe with what's being said and what's being played, and that's good enough for them. So that's why you get people, when you hear somebody say, yo, I think this person is better than this person, and hip hop fans are looking like, is that crazy? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's because that was his connection with the music. And maybe this album or this artist didn't have that same connection. Or when you're talking about a younger generation, or older generation, maybe the older generation they were born and raised on this kind of hip hop. So now they can't go back to the fun hip hop that existed before the actual generation. Like with me, hip hop was really fun when I was a kid, even though they had positive records that talked about some good things. But as I got older, it became way more about bars and less about positive content. It was just about content and how you put it together. And that's kind of how I rate an album that's the best versus an album that's just fun. As myself as an example, I like almost everything. Not because I like everything, but I like them for different reasons. Again, I've said this in the past. You can go in my collection and you might be like, yo, this is what an old head would do. Yo, got Nas, you got The Shining, you know what I'm saying? Got that Black Moon, got that Red Man, blah, blah, blah. But then they'll get to that other, like, you got every Diddy album? Master P's here? Please tell me you don't have Designer in your collection. For me, it's not that big of a deal. It's, again, the connection. The connection might have been, I like the beat, I like the flow. Like, now, don't get me wrong. I think what made me like Designer in some regards, there's a little bit of Brooklyn bias, I'll admit that. But I think once I understood what he was saying, I realized it wasn't as dumbed down as I thought. Even if it's not, the greatest bars ever, I still like the fun stuff. I like stuff you can dance to. It's whatever. So the thing is when you're debating, that's when the rules come into place. Because when you're debating, you need facts and statistics and all of that. But when you're just talking about what I like versus you like, give each other a break. Understand why people like it. Doesn't have to change your mind. You can still hate what you hate. But please understand that it doesn't become a debate because this dude doesn't like what you like and you don't like what he like. But if they talk out of pocket, yeah, get them. But at the same time, just respect people's boundaries. People like different things. What do you think? How do you listen to your hip hop? When you turn on hip hop, do you have to have a crazy beat? Does the lyrics have to be saying something? Or do you just want to have fun with it? Do you just want to enjoy it because life is more serious than what's happening on a damn rap record? Let me know down in the comments section below. Subscribe to the B-Roll Network. Hit that like button. And check out my podcast, Hip Hop Now Podcast. The link is in the description. Don't worry. And until next time, y'all, I am not a critic. I'm a Yankees fan. Nah, I'm a fan. That's it. Peace.
Drop it on the random.